Good morning, Bucket Ponds friends and family. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing an update on our most recent jar aquarium build video, the Planaria Aquarium. That's right. I don't usually do an update so quickly after setup, but this tank is beautiful. It's one of my best, and I want to show it to you. Before we get started, I would like to say thank you to our patrons, Clay Wise, Jay, and Swan C. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Swan, I messed up your name last time. Won't happen again. I was just so excited to see a few more people on Patreon. If you guys would like to join them, you can donate anything, even $1 helps. It all goes to buy new jars, materials, and things for our aquariums. You can find a link to Patreon in the description below. So this jar was built with water taro, duckweed, and some simple materials. The water taro has already started to adapt. It's growing a new leaf right there, and that's a great sign. Typically, when you see new growth, that means that this plant will survive and thrive in a project like this. Water taro, in particular, is a great choice for a small jar, though it may become root bound over time. So I've sped up the footage a bit, I believe times 4 speed, just to give you an idea of what's going on in here, some of the planaria moving around, some of the red ram's horns as they scoot across the aquarium. Everything looks great in here. The water does have a slightly yellow tint, and that is most likely from tannins being released from the piece of tree branch there, the leaves in the bottom, and the compost. But that's fine. Tannins generally aren't going to cause us any problems, and I think it looks really cool. I'm getting to the point where I can build a jar that looks like this pretty reliably, a nice, clean, beautiful looking jar aquarium, and if I can do it, you can do it too. So don't be shy, don't be afraid to get into this hobby. It's a lot of fun. But today we are mostly looking at the planaria, which are, sorry, a kitty just ran by me. Today we are looking at the planaria, and I want to feed them. I don't usually add meat to my aquariums. This is a bit of pork, but I'd used this in planaria traps in the past, and it does very well. So I'm curious to see how they will react to this little piece of meat floating around in their tank. Now, originally, I thought I would throw this in there like I do with the cucumbers and then come back in about 24 hours when our pets had finally figured out that this food was in the aquarium. It takes the snails a little while to really find the food and to, get on it. But the planaria are a completely different story. Within maybe 2 minutes, this piece of pork was covered in planaria. They were all over it, as was this bladder snail. Now, our bladder snails have not seen any kind of meat in at least 10 generations, so I'm sure on a nutritional level, this is like some profound thing that it has found. But the planaria are all over this little piece of pork, you guys. It's crazy. I don't usually feed my jars with meat because I don't want to bring, various bacteria and things that could be harmful for human health into the jars. But this piece of pork was fully cooked, completely safe, and our pets don't seem to mind at all. But they are coming from all different corners of the aquarium. They are coming over here to feed on this pork, and that's really cool. Uh, I'm just blown away by it. Planaria have a bad reputation on the internet. You may hear something scratching in the background. That's our cat. But planaria have a really bad reputation, and yes, they can be harmful to certain fish or shrimp. But I think that they're also really cool little creatures, and they deserve our attention. Throughout the my history with bucket ponds, I would find a new species like the detritus worms. I was afraid of them at first. I didn't know what to think. I had these fears that they were going to burrow into my skin or something. And over time, I accepted them, and now I see that they're really cool. And the same thing with the planaria. At first I was afraid of them. I didn't know what to think. And then you read stuff online about how they're horrible. And yeah, I didn't want them. But as it turns out, they're actually a pretty normal part of the aquarium biosphere. And they shouldn't be so quickly written off. They have some amazing regenerative abilities. And they are just so interesting. I have fallen in love with their little derpy faces. Now I am working on getting a new macro lens so that we can zoom in a little bit better and see things a bit more clearly. Recently we have acquired the new microphone, which I hope has improved our audio quality. But that's on my list, a new macro lens, maybe a new camera one day. I definitely need a new tripod and some other equipment, but I'm slowly building up our stuff to get it to where we need to be to make really nice professional videos. As it is, I'm using a lot of secondhand equipment, a lot of things that I've kind of patched together myself. Some finds from Goodwill and thrift stores and, secondhand shops and just whatever we can make do with. And it does work, but I have some big plans, you guys. We're going to get some better lights and we're going to have a whole new setup here over time. So I'm just really happy, you guys. We are quickly approaching like my goals with where I want to be as far as the size of the channel. And then we can do more and more things like this. I know that you guys like the bladder snail feeding time videos, which to me they feel like very low effort content. But if y'all want to watch that stuff, I will feed those bladder snails with everything you can imagine, cantaloupes and strawberries and all the different fun items that we have available. And we might do the same with our planaria. I had thought about making a separate video on the planaria feeding time, but honestly, they both would have been pretty short, and I didn't want to do that. But I hope that you guys like to see our little flatworms here chowing down. And I'm just so happy with this project, you know? I'm going to have to modify the way I've been doing the build videos because I come back and, I recorded over the course of 7 days. And to me, that seems like a really cool thing, but it makes the video pretty long. And I don't know how many people are really going to be interested in a long video like that. But yeah, we have quite a backlog of tanks set up now, and we're going to have to do some updates. So I will have to go back and look at some of the other aquariums and see how they're doing. But that's it for now, guys. This is just a fun little bonus video, Planaria feeding on pork. I think it's really cool. But thank you to our Patreons, Clay Wise, Swansea, and Jay. If you guys would like to join them, please check out the Patreon in the description below. And have a great day. I'll have another video up soon. My name's Bucket Ponds. Please like, subscribe, join the family. Thank you.